Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a video and do a little bit of a price breakdown on our spring break vacation this year. So I think everybody would like to travel more, but it can often be expensive and you kind of just maybe either you don't do it or you do it and you put it on credit cards and you don't want to think about it, and then it kind of haunts you because now you have all these credit card bills that you can't pay or whatever your scenario might be. But I wanted to do this for me, but I thought it would also be helpful to share it. That's why I'm creating this video. I kept a price breakdown of everything that we spent money on this trip. I will have the disclaimer that I did not include souvenir type stuff in this. Another disclaimer would be my dad did come with us, so this wasn't all money spent by me and my husband. My dad also paid for a lot of it as well. So let's just jump right into it. So this year for spring break, we wanted to do something a little bit different than the typical Florida vacation. We have a goal of, visiting new places and experiencing new things. So rather than go to Florida, somewhere that we have been multiple times, we wanted to do something a little bit different. And we have some friends who had gone to St. Louis and went to the City Museum and had raved about it. So that was what we decided to do for this trip. So we actually split our time. We went to Branson and to St. Louis. So on our way down, our original plan was to leave Friday after our kids got out of school. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. However, when I booked that hotel, I screwed it up. I was trying to book it in Springfield, Illinois, so that it would just be probably like a 4-hour drive for us to do that evening and just get us part of the way. Well, the initial hotel that I was looking at, by the time I got around to actually doing it, it was sold out. So then when I had to actually book it, I screwed it up and booked it in Springfield, Missouri, which was pretty much almost the whole way to Branson, which is where we were heading. So we pulled our kids out of school, left a little bit earlier to do that longer drive, and it worked out fine getting there a little bit later. Then we had all day Saturday to go and do things, which worked out good. Then we went and did a drive-through safari. So we got to, you could drive through in your own vehicle, which we've done one of those before. This one we decided to ride on the school bus that they had. So the windows were out and the kids all got to, well, we purchased little cups of food so that you could feed the pellets to the different animals. And then once that was done, they had an area to kind of just walk through, like almost like a little zoo and a petting zoo kind of combined. So that was really fun. We, as a family, just really enjoy animals. So that was really nice. I'm kind of just going to walk through what we did and then go into a little bit more of the price breakdown. So then we rented an Airbnb for our stay in Branson, and it was a really convenient location because it was right across. We could literally walk and see the horses at the Dolly Parton Stampede, which was what our activity was for then on Sunday. I was a little hesitant, honestly, about doing that. I'd heard good things about it, read some blogs, but it's pricey. I'm not gonna lie, it was expensive. So I kind of had high expectations because we spent almost $400 for 6 of us to go to that. But it was very well done. So not only were we right across the street so we could go and walk and look at the horses whenever we wanted, but the show itself was very well done. It was a dinner and a show, so you got a soup, a roll, your meal of like chicken and a piece of pork. You got some corn on the cob. Feel like I'm forgetting something, and then a dessert as well, and soft drinks. It wasn't any kind of alcoholic drinks. But that was really well done. The show was great. The service was great. My only thing. Not only were the tickets expensive, but then you had to, I guess you don't have to, but they encouraged you to also tip your server. So that was an addition on top of the tickets, making it even a little bit more expensive. But overall, we did really enjoy it. Even my kids were entertained the whole time, and the food was good. So we did really enjoy it. Let's see. So we also just kind of had like a shopping day, went down to like the Branson Landing area, did a little bit of shopping, got to see their downtown area, and then we rode on a train. So that was something my dad really wanted to do, was to take a train ride. So we took the Branson Scenic Railway, and it went down into Arkansas. So it's below Missouri. um, or is that Alabama? I don't know. Whatever state is below Missouri, we went into there, and then it reversed and went back. It was enjoyable, but it was probably my least favorite thing. I wasn't that impressed. The views weren't that great. The train was older, which is fine. But it was something, a new experience to get to do. And then we headed to St. Louis. So on our way there, we stopped and did a cave tour, which was really, really cool. It was the Fantastic Caverns, and it's the only one where you can ride through. So they had like a little cart wagon thing that you all piled in, kind of like if you were going to like a pumpkin patch or something. And they took us in on a tour. It was very educational. Our driver was really good. The kids really enjoyed it. It was really neat to learn the history and just to get to see the caves and learn how long it takes for those formations to build. So I really, really enjoyed that one as well. So our whole point of then going to St. Louis was, as I mentioned, to go to the City Museum. So we actually ended up purchasing a membership because it kind of pays for itself in just 2 visits. So we actually ended up going 2 days in a row. So if you are not familiar with the City Museum, I suggest looking them up. It is an amazing museum playground for children. It is many stories, it's tunnels, it's slides, it's caves. There's all kinds of like hidden areas. There's fish, some iguanas. It has a little bit for everybody. Even my youngest, who's like 3.5, really enjoyed it. She climbed through things, and I had to crawl after her through some stuff that I was afraid I was gonna get stuck. But we really enjoyed it so much that we did go the 2 days in a row. Spent, at least 5 hours there each day. So it was very, very good. Our kids really liked it, and we're actually gonna, since we have that membership, plan to go again, because during that trip we did not get to go see the arch. We drove by it and everything, but we didn't get to go in it like we wanted to, because I didn't realize you had to like pre-purchase tickets to do that, and once we tried to do that, it was sold out. So that will be on our list for a future trip. And then on our last day, we were planning to go to their zoo, but the weather did not cooperate. There was going to be some storms rolling in and tornado threats, so instead we decided just to come straight home that day. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of how that all broke down and what we ended up spending. So that initial hotel for our drive down was $156. And as I mentioned, how I screwed it up, but it was cheap because I did the non-refundable. So that was why we had to go regardless. The Airbnb that we stayed at was just over $800. The hotel that we stayed at in St. Louis was an Embassy Suites. We really like Embassy Suites because they have their like evening cocktail reception where they had drinks and snacks. And I don't know how all of them work. We've only really stayed at the one in Chicago frequently, and then actually we stayed at one in Tennessee somewhere. But usually it's only 2 drinks per person, and this one seemed like it was unlimited. And they actually had some pretty good snack options as well, so that was really nice. Then for parking, because we were downtown St. Louis, we had to pay for parking for Valet, and that ended up being like $141 for those 3 nights. As I mentioned, the Dolly Parton Stampede, that was almost $400 plus tip. We ate out a lot, and that's we didn't like cheap out on that. I mean, with 6 of us, it does definitely adds up quickly. Eating out, even at a fast food place, that does add up. We did cook a couple of meals in our Airbnb, but other than that, we did eat out several meals. We also had to gas up 4 times. The safari that I mentioned was like $130. Let's see. The Caverns was also $130. The City Museum, I mentioned we purchased a membership, and I even bought the membership for my dad, even though I'm not sure if he'll go again. But either way, he still got to go 2 days with it, and that was $375. So when I break everything out into categories, so first I just kind of listed it, and a lot of them I kind of rounded. So these are not like 100% accurate numbers. So for example, like meals, I would put like $50 or $75. And, there's always tips and things, but I was trying to just get a ballpark. It didn't have to be an exact science. So for lodging and parking, it was $1,135. Again, that's lower than it should have been because I used hotel points to get our 3 nights free in St. Louis. So otherwise that would have been probably closer to like the 2,000 range. For gas, it was just over $200. Food was like $850. Again, there was 6 of us for that week. And that included also like a Walmart trip. I had purchased some things when we were there in the Airbnb. And then the entertainment, so any of the activities that we did, that was just over $1,000. So when you add it all up, we were all in for around $3,300 for that week. We left on a Friday afternoon and then came home on the following Friday. So I didn't think that that was actually too bad once I had it all wrote out and kind of broke it down. I mean, considering there was 6 of us, that does, seem like a really good deal. Again, we did have the free room with the points, so that does make a big difference. And we didn't fly, we drove, so we only had like a little over $200 in gas total. I mean, the biggest bulk, other than the entertainment, obviously, and the lodging being the food budget. But we didn't cheap out on that. We even got like milkshakes at a place and like cookies and fun things like that. And also had purchased some snacks and meals when we were at the museum and things like that. So I don't know if that's helpful, but that was kind of just our trip breakdown. It was actually a really enjoyable vacation because it wasn't go, 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 versus when we've done like a Disney vacation and you're up at the crack of dawn and it's like go all day long and you are just exhausted. This trip wasn't like that. We were able to sleep in and then like go do our activity for the day, and nothing felt super rushed. It was more relaxing with like one activity to do for the day, but not feeling like anything was rushed. So that was really nice. So that's going to do it. I hope you found this helpful. I'd be curious to know if you've done Branson or St. Louis and gone to the City Museum, or if you have any other recommendations. I think we'll definitely be going back to St. Louis to use our membership and to get to see that arch in person. So any other suggestions or I'm always taking tips for other vacations as well. We do like to try and keep them to things that we can drive to because we are a larger family and flying can be expensive. So, always open to other suggestions as well. So, I hope you found this helpful or at least entertaining or something. But that's going to do it for me. I hope you have a good one.